Today on the show, as always, I have somebody special. I really am privileged to be talking to great people these days, people with great personalities, people that are influencing our social lives from different aspects. We have chefs, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have teachers, people from different walks of life. And today I have somebody special on the show, Zola Evert. Zola Evert. She is a special young lady. She's got some great nuggets to just give you today, man. It's amazing. Vantage Point is all about taking you to that vantage point where we can look at life from a better perception. Like I always say, we look at life from a better angle. We look at life from like a brighter, more elevated angle. And that's what we do here on Vantage Point Amplified. With your boy Munya Tunes, +263 776 22 1101, +263 776 22 1101. Wherever you are in the world, how are you? How are you doing? How is the weather wherever you are? If you are in Nigeria, how are you doing? If you are in Cape Town, South Africa, how are you doing? If you're right here in Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe, how are you doing? If you are in Ghana, United States, UK, wherever you are in the world, how are you doing? It's your boy Munya Tunes right here on Vantage Point Amplified, Vantage Point Podcast, whichever way you want to put it. Today, like I said, I got somebody special. This young lady, she's got something special happening with her. She's got some great energy, man. She's just going to introduce herself in a few seconds from now. But today I had something in my mind and I thought I should just share it with you. In fact, I should ask it as a question right at the end of the show. So listen to this whole interview and then at the end of the show, I will ask this question and I want to know from your point of view. And you will have to text me on +263 776 22 1101, because maybe the thing that I'm about to talk about is something that your friend is going through or you are going through it, or normally, just to give you a glimpse, it's relationships involved, okay? This time it's courtships and courtships, especially if you are not yet married. Like I normally say, I normally try to talk about courtships because, well, I'm not yet married too, so I like to talk to people of my circles. So if you're in a courtship or maybe you're planning on getting married, you are the person that I'm about to talk to. So it's relationships involved or relationship related. So I need you to listen to the end of the show and then we talk about it. +263 776 22 1101. Like I said, I have Zola Evert on the show today. Zola, hi. Please do introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hello, and thank you so much, Munya Tunes, for having me here at the Vantage Point Amplified. I am stoked to be here. So my name is Zola Evert. I am a grooming and etiquette coach. I am a brand ambassador and a director of corporate ceremonies.
So Zola, please do share with us, where did you get the inspiration to do the work that you do? How did it all start for you? You seem to be so much passionate with your work. I can hear from your voice and the way you were explaining things. It's amazing. And how did it all start for you? And what pushed you to get in this line of work?
Well, that's an interesting question. I get my inspiration from three things. It comes from an inherent drive to become the best version of myself. It also came from television at a very tender age, as well as how I grew up, the type of parenting that I was given, as well as what I was exposed to from the home. So my inspiration from a tender age, I used to watch television a lot, but the kind of shows that I would watch are not the kind of shows that an 8-year-old up to 12 years would be expected to watch. I would watch BBC News and I would glue myself on Oprah Winfrey all the time. I literally would just spend my time watching her shows, focusing on how she helped people, focusing on how she spoke, as well as the impact that she drove by just dealing with people from different walks of life and how they face life. So from that point, the drive to not only do the same, that is to bring change that is inevitable to people, but to also have the ability to have your own show, to have the drive to become something, to overcome and also stand as well as the shoulders of people that have done so well. It drove me to want to do more. So I found myself in high school, in public speaking, in debate, Toastmasters. I did all that for the gift that was deep inside of me to come alive. I tried some TV, I tried some radio, because I really wanted to be certain that this would be the drive. But I would find myself interacting more with a live audience compared to over a speaker or over a screen. Not saying I wouldn't want to do that at some point, but at this particular stage in my life, I found myself wanting to impact people tete-a-tete to who they are, wanting to understand how they think, wanting to understand exactly where they're headed. Hence, in university, I found myself studying sociology. Not only just to understand people, but to also get to understand them and help them from their own point of view, because we are all different, we are all diverse, and we are of rainbow colors. So because of that, if I come in as a gray trying to help a pink to become more blush and more bright, I might just dampen the pink. So the best way possible is to understand, how does pink function? And then I help pink become the best version of the pink it can be from a pink's point of view. And how I grew up, I had a father who was an overachiever. He drove life from a point of success, from a point of being different. He had a pioneer's mind. So because of that, I constantly had to think. He constantly set me down to think, to question me. What you've done, does it make sense? How you're approaching life, does it also make sense? So I was forced to constantly introspect before I make a decision, after I've made a decision, so that I can learn to be responsible. So my background taught me to be a responsible individual. And in that way, I desire to be responsible for the health and wellness of people from different walks of life, people that I come across, people that come for mentorship classes when it comes to grooming and etiquette, people that want to have their programs run, as well as people that need me to represent their brands. So the responsibility was instilled in me at a very tender age. So my background taught me that, as well as watching television. And lastly, the drive that was deep inside of me. It was an inherent drive for me to bring about change, for me to bring about the best possible way of developing people's lives. Not only did it come through the education I acquired, but also to be in a position where you say, but what way, besides doing it the harsh way or the drastic way, isn't there a better, more subtle and more relatable way to bring about change? And when I searched deep inside of me, I found myself wanting to impact people through the microphone, through a television or a live audience. I found myself in that position, wanting to just bring change that is inevitable to people from all walks of life, people with different perspectives about life, people with different approaches to life, as well as people that see life in a completely different way compared to the way that I see life. So this is when it started for me. Straight in high school, I would host shows. I would fight to be in those positions where I can lead and instill this kind of change I so desired to see people having. So I would occupy those presidential positions, and then it started. Come to university, it was the same thing. I'm not only hosting functions, but also doing the best that I can to give light in a different approach compared to what people are used to. And bit by bit, I found myself embracing that ability to be a brand, the ability to be a grooming and etiquette coach, as well as a director of ceremonies. So this is how it started for me, and this is how it's like at this particular stage.
That is wonderful. So in your line of work, what do you precisely specialize in? What is it that you're focusing? Let's say you're dealing with a person, because as far as I already know, you already deal with people. It's more of a social issue. What do you precisely look at on a person when you're talking to a person or when you're dealing with a person? What is it that you specifically look at?
When it comes to the grooming and etiquette, I specialize on dealing with the wellness of the modern day woman and the modern day man. When I say modern day woman and modern day man, I am not putting a demarcation on the age, but I also am saying the woman who is living in the modern era. So that means that a 50-year-old woman can come for the grooming and etiquette classes. A 13-year-old woman can also come for the grooming and etiquette class. So I don't only just bracket it on the part of saying the young adults or the youth of today, but the women who are living in the modern day. So it's about familiarization to what the modern day demands, the modern era is expecting from the woman. The painful thing is I try to I do my best rather, to demystify the myth that every single woman in a position of power is a feminist or a politician. You see, this has been going on for the longest time, that once we see women who are in a position of power, it's either they are feminists or they are politicians. Whilst we have women in the corporate sector, in the entrepreneurship sector, and the political sector as well as the social sector who are doing remarkably well, but because they have already been stereotyped to be politicians and feminists, that social labeling has caused them to not only care about their wellness, but just to focus on becoming powerful so that that power can shut the society up. But however, the name calling will continue as long as the wellness is not given to them. So most of these women and most of these men who are driven to become the best they can be in their areas of industry, they have also just forsaken the ability to even bath, the ability to take care of themselves, the ability to wear clothes that fit. They have forsaken that drive. It's not there because they have bigger issues in courts. That's what they think. We have bigger issues to deal with. This is not important. Yet, by the end of the day, when you have removed the accolades and hang them on the wall, when you have removed the gowns, when you've removed the high heels, when you've removed the stiff suits, you come back to becoming just you. And your social side is now put to the test. Your social prowess is put to the challenge, and most go back home and they're alone, depressed and sad because they failed to nurture that side. So in my line of work, I deal with men and women who are not only driving towards becoming the best versions of themselves, but men and women who also are struggling socially. So not only do I teach them how to dress in their industries, I also teach them how to be relatable in social issues, how to talk to people, not as if you're looking for a job position or for an investor, but to literally just talk to people, to relate to people in a very relatable way. Because some people relate to people in a stiff way, but I instill relatability in people so that social relations and bonds are strengthened. So that's mostly what we focus on. So yes, there's the how to bath, how to dress, how to talk, how to walk. The how to part, it's a whole process of developing the modern man and woman to becoming the very much relatable to modernity, as the world is slow but surely going towards that global village, or even as Africa at large, as we are slow but surely evolving to that global village stature. We still need to understand that socially we are people who need to grow. We are people at the end of the day. Yes, we are mothers, we are fathers, we are dominant people in the industry, but at the end of the day, we are just people. I am just Zola Evert by the end of the day. And that part of me has to be put to the challenge by me through the development of my grooming and etiquette nature as a social agent. So that's what we focus on. So that's what I mostly do, the grooming and etiquette coaching. But on the minor, that is the director of ceremonies as well as brand ambassadoring, I focus more on brand communication. So we are dealing with what the brand is speaking about, what the brand demands, as well as what the brand wants to talk about to the people, to the corporate sector, to the captains of industries. So that's what I really focus on, representing such brands as well as bringing in ideas that I also think are crucial and vital to a brand. So by the end of the day, that is what we focus on, and that is what I want to bring out as a brand as well as a director of ceremony, to represent brands and to speak on behalf of the brand. So basically just brand communication.
All right. So +263 776 22 1101 +263 776 22 1101. We're right here on Vantage Point Amplified with your boy Munya Tunes right here, man. Wherever you are in the world, you can text me on that number right there. You share with me or drop your comment right there in the comment section and just talk to me, man. Talk to Zola. Just let her know what you feel. Hey, she's doing such a great job. She's so well outspoken and she's just amazing. Great energy. You got great energy, Zola, and great to hear you. I actually told you that you should take over my show. The way you're explaining things, it's amazing. You got a way of explaining things. It's amazing, and I'm pretty much sure that people that you deal with, they get good results as well. Hey, yeah. So what can we expect from you in the near future?
Well, I am so excited about what the future has in store. We have been doing online one-on-one grooming and etiquette coaching, but after careful realization that many people not only need this, but the idea of group therapy, bringing people together to help them as well as to encourage them to become the best versions of themselves, whilst realizing that I can actually relate to someone else who's facing the same problem, that has caused us to then have to come together and say there is need for a one-day grooming and etiquette conference. So we are in the process of hosting that and making sure it will be there before winter falls upon us, so that people won't have troubles to come and have to learn and all that. So it's going to be in Harare. And hopefully, if the status quo doesn't change when it comes to the health side, we'll be able to host that in Mutare and Bulawayo and go to smaller towns as well. So that's what we have in store for the grooming and etiquette coaching classes.
So this is the most important question to me on the show. I always tell this to everybody that comes on the show, that this is one of the most important questions to me, because it inspires the next generation, inspires the younger you. What would you tell the younger you if you were to go back in time? What would you tell the younger you? Basing on your life experiences, what would you tell the younger you?
Well, this is interesting. If I was to sit down with the younger version of me and speak to her and tell her about life or give her advice on anything, I would tell her that life is hard. I would be real with her, because I'm one person who's all about reality more than believing in ideas that don't come to fruition. I would tell her that life is hard. Life is painful. Life is unbearable. Life is something you can even sit back and want to forget about because of the challenges you constantly face on a day-to-day basis. But there is something inherent in you, a powerful force deep inside of you, one that no one can shake off, no one can move, and no one can tell you you can't do anything. Search for that power deep inside of you, and at that early stage, start to do the most amazing, the most impeccable and remarkable things you want to do, as well as want to see your life becoming. Don't stop at anything. You have to own it on a daily basis. You have to claim it on a daily basis, and you have to initiate it on a daily basis so that your life becomes that touch of excellence you so much desire. It's going to be a bumpy road, but who said it's going to be easy? So when you see things being thrown in your direction, own it. When you see things being said, when you see things not mapping up or coming together the way you expect it to be. Honey, don't pull back. Just look ahead and know that the future is brighter. Like what Nelson Mandela said, there is light at the end of the tunnel. So I would tell her to lift her head up and search for the light within the darkness.
Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence right here on Vantage Point. Zola Evert right here on Vantage Point with your boy Munya Tunes. This podcast is going to be happening every week, man. We're going to be posting something new. We're going to be bringing some great people. Very soon, I'm going to be talking to Chef Mochi from Dubai. He's in Dubai, guys. He's in Dubai. He's doing great things in Dubai. Chef Mochi is going to be sharing with us some few topics and how he became a chef, and he's going to be telling us his story as well. So we're going to be right here on Vantage Point, man. Today I have Zola Evert, and she's telling us her story, man. She's doing such an exceptional work. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence right here. +263 776 22 1101. Please do subscribe on my YouTube channel and also click on the bell, right? The bell, when I always say the bell, people get confused. The bell is that button that's just next to the yes, that one. You can just click on it right there. Every time I put on a new interview with somebody special, you just get notified, okay? So that's the importance of clicking on that button. People don't realize the importance of clicking on that button. It's very important, okay? Because next time I put on an interview, I might have an interview with Barack Obama next time, so you need to know about it, okay? So you just click on that bell right there to get a notification of a new upload next week. So every week we're going to be doing this, bringing in new people like Yvette right here. Man, she's doing such an exceptional work. Thank you so much again. So +263 776 22 1101. In closing, please do tell us where we can find you on social media.
Thank you so much, Munya Tunes, for this amazing time, the amazing platform. And I'm sure from here, it's a place from a vantage point where a growth as well on my part is going to be noticed, in as much as you took the pleasure of having this interview with me. I'm so humbled and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm sure we can do this again when I'm 50 and reach. You can reach me on my social media pages. On Facebook, it's Zola Evert. On Instagram, it's Zola303heart. On email, it's zolaevert@gmail.com. EVERT@gmail.com. I'm also reachable for calls or booking related to grooming and etiquette on +263 784 310 385. Thank you so much.
It's your boy Munya Tunes right here on Vantage Point Amplified, Vantage Point Podcast, whichever way you want to take it, wherever you are in the world. Like I said, I got a topic. This is something that's just been running in my mind the whole of today, maybe out of personal experiences as well. But I want to talk to young people that are in courtships today. Okay, we've all probably, not all of us, but most people that are in their 20s, late 20s, and early 30s, some that are in their mid 30s that are still dating. I'm pretty much sure you've had an ex or two exes or three exes, maybe 4, 5, 6, whatever. I'm not judging you. Nobody's judging you, okay? But I want to know from you, out of all those exes and the person that you currently have, right? Obviously, when you broke up with those exes, it's not everything that was bad about them. There's obviously one or two or maybe more things that were so much nice about those people that you can never forget about those things. It's always like that with a person. It's not everything that can be bad about a person. It's not everything that a person does that then makes a relationship not work. It probably is one thing that then overwhelms every other good aspect of them, right? By that I mean, I thought today would be a great day to talk about this topic, since I was just talking to Zola and she deals with relationships and sociology and people and what, right? So I want to know, if your current person doesn't have a good behavior pattern that your ex had, what do you do? And you don't want to impose that behavioral pattern on them, because you just know you can't change a person's personality, okay? It just has to come out naturally from them. So what is it that you have to do? If you have, to be precise, a behavioral pattern that you think your current person should have, that your ex had, you can have your current person behaving in a certain way that your ex did not, or you can have your current person not behaving in a certain way that your ex did, right? And it will be something nice that you wish your current person has, and they just don't have that piece of personality. So please talk to me on +263 776 2211. I hope I did not leave you confused right there, because this is, I'm sure if you're in a courtship, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. +263 776 2211 01. It's your boy Munya Tunes right here. Let's go.
A sound of the future. The future is here.